Vicente, you mentioned you don't want to call anyone out, but up there on stage, you did mention two names, Ellenberger and Larkin. Why would you want to fight those guys?
Well, I took my time to see who had fights scheduled and not. And those two guys, they don't have fight schedules yet. And their names, like really good names. Jake Ellenberger, he's a guy that has been fighting for a long time in the UFC. He's been in and out of the top 15, so he's a tough guy. And I think a win over him sets me up and maybe puts me in the top 15. And Lorenz Larkins, he's more up there in the rankings, and he's a striker. And I definitely want to fight all the strikers. I think that's what the fans want to see. A fight with me and him, I see a really exciting fight, and both of us trying to knock each other out. So I think Lorenz Larkins would be the perfect opponent for a fight if they want to do it, or Jake as well. And I mainly chose those two because they are guys that don't have fights scheduled yet. And I think me and Lorenz, that would be a nice fight. That's what I would prefer that one over the two.
You almost fought Cerrone, though, right? You said you actually accepted the fight and then ended up following through. Would that be another name that you would like to do?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I would love to fight Cerrone, but I mean, he has now. He's gonna fight Matt Brown right now, but after that, I mean, I'm ready to fight anybody. Anybody they want to put me from the 15, I'm ready. I think I deserve a top 15 now. I got four finishes in a row, so I think I'm ready for that top 15. And whoever they want to put me, I'm ready.
Obviously, you knew it was a big opportunity to fight at 205. That's why you took the fight on short notice. You did the weight cut. You did the whole thing. Now it's been a while. Do you see the difference? Do you think that people maybe recognize you more? Do you feel like that really leveraged your name?
Yeah, not only just people do recognize me more now, and I think also as a fighter they respect me more. Not only the fans, but also the fighters in my division. They look at me like, yeah, this kid can really, put a hard fight for us. So I think now I show that I'm here to go after that title, to become a contender eventually. So I think it was definitely a really important fight for me, and it was how it had to be perfect. I finished that fight with a knockout. I didn't expect it. I mean, Belal Muhammad is a really tough guy, but I think, I don't know, I did the perfect job there, so it was great.
You were not sure to be here in São Paulo as a guest fighter. Were you surprised when the UFC calls you and asks you to come here? And do you think they see you now as a prospect, a Brazilian prospect in this division?
Yeah, for sure. I was surprised and really excited for that. It's always fun to be a guest fighter, especially in a card where I have a teammate fighting. Kamaru Usman is fighting here, so I helped him out with the weight cut and everything. I'm gonna help him out maybe tomorrow, warm me up for the fight. And it's always cool to come here and interact with the fans, see how everything is going here in Brazil. São Paulo is a great city also to be here, so it's really nice. It's an honor to be called to be a guest fighter, and hopefully I'll be called more times.
Before New York, you had a fight in Brazil. You won it impressively too. The UFC has a fight card in Brazil in March 11th. Is that a date that would work for you? Is that a event you would like to be able to fight next?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking towards March or April, so March in Brazil works for me. And it's that thing, I want a top 15. They give me a top 15, I'm ready wherever. Just put me on, I'm ready.
Between Ellenberger and Lorenz Larkin, which fighter do you think is the best matchup for you style-wise?
I think Lorenz, he's a striker, a really versatile striker. And I like that. I like to fight strikers. I mean, I started my career in Muay Thai, and I started fighting. I fought at least 16, almost 20 fights, kickboxing, Muay Thai. So I love fighting strikers because I know we're just gonna stand and bang. So I think that would be like the perfect fight for me.
We've seen you speaking a couple of languages already. English, Spanish. Just tell me a little bit about your heritage and where do you get that?
Yeah, well, my father's from Chile, so that's why I speak Spanish. I only speak Spanish to my father and to my grandfather and all my family from that side. And my mother is Brazilian, that's why I speak Portuguese. And I was born in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey till I was 6 years old, and then I moved back to Brazil. But my mother learned English there in the U.S. when she lived, So when we got back to Brazil, she decided to just speak with me in English so I wouldn't forget. And I was lucky. I mean, now I can speak 3 languages in a way like pretty well, so it's good.
One final thing. Conor McGregor. There's this rumor that he might actually, not a rumor, he started those fights and he did the thing with Tyron and whatever. Do you think there's a chance he might end up going up to welterweight?
I think there is a chance McGregor does anything he wants. So, yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe if they think that fight makes sense, if the UFC wants to make it, I think it would happen. And I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough fight for McGregor because he fought Nate Diaz at 170, but Nate Diaz is a 155er. So, yeah, he was heavy for that fight, but it's different. It's different than fighting a 170 guy. So, I don't know. It's a tough fight for him. If he wants to take it and if he's ready, I'm willing to watch it. I think it's going to be an exciting fight.
Do you think he's big enough to fight when a welterweight is just like you, as big as you?
I don't think he is, but it's not always about strength and size. Just like he says, I mean, there is speed, there is accuracy, and we know that he has that. So, I don't think you can ever count McGregor out, but for sure it's going to be tough. The strength is going to be tough, and like we can take punches that are harder than what they hit in the lower divisions. And we know McGregor hits hard, but it's another division. So I don't know. It's an interesting fight. I would like to watch it.